Donald Trump has told a reporter, "I'm not supposed to be here." In his first interview since coming within millimetres of death from an assassin's bullet, the former president said he's now determined to unite the country. It's a sentiment echoed by his successor and presidential rival Joe Biden, who called on Americans to lower the temperature in their politics. US correspondent Mitch McCann begins our coverage.
There was like 1, 2, 3, like boom, boom, boom. So then we're sitting there and I'm like, what the heck is going on?
People were crying and, everybody was down on all fours.
I honestly feel like part of me died at that rally yesterday.
In a few stunning moments, Donald Trump escaped death by millimetres. Trump, who last night raised his fist while blood poured from his ear, today said it was God alone who prevented the, quote, unthinkable. He wrote online, "In this moment, it is more important than ever that we stand united and show our true character as Americans, remaining strong and determined and not allowing evil to win." President Joe Biden, Trump's political enemy, told the country in a rare address from the Oval Office his family were praying for Trump's and it was time for everyone to tone it down.
I want to speak to you tonight about the need for us to lower the temperature in our politics.
Biden described this moment as a time of testing and told Americans this is more than one isolated incident of political violence. He spoke of Paul Pelosi, the former speaker's husband, bashed with a hammer inside his San Francisco home. The plot to kidnap the governor of Michigan, as well as the January 6 riots at the U.S. Capitol.
USA! USA! The political record in this country has gotten very heated. It's time to cool it down. While we may disagree, we are not enemies. We're neighbors, we're friends, co-workers, citizens, and most importantly, we're fellow Americans. We must stand together.
More details are now emerging about 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, the man who tried to kill the former president, seen here finishing school 2 years ago. He was shot and killed by Secret Service snipers at the rally. Officials later found explosive devices in Crooks' car at his home near Pittsburgh, and the FBI is working to access his phone. But the motive for the attack remains a mystery.
The American people can rest assured that we will leave no stone unturned as we work to get to the bottom of what happened yesterday.
A single frame from a photographer near the rally stage shows the bullet just missing Trump. But 2 people at the rally were critically injured and 1 person was killed, identified as Corey Comparatore, a former fire chief from the area.
I asked Corey's wife if it would be okay for me to share that we spoke. She said yes. She also asked that I share with all of you that Corey died a hero. That Corey dove on his family to protect them last night at this rally.
Donald Trump has tonight touched down in Milwaukee, the city hosting the Republican National Convention. His bandaged right ear just visible as he departed the plane. The convention will be watched by millions around the world as Donald Trump, who yesterday escaped assassination, continues his road back to the White House.
Well, Mitch joins us now. Kia ora, Mitch. So what can we expect from the Republican National Convention in the wake of the shooting?
Well, kia ora, Sam. It's been reported that convention organisers are hoping that speakers who take the podium in Milwaukee this week will dial things down as opposed to dialing them up when it comes to inflammatory language. We're also told it's likely going to focus less on political attacks against the Democrats and Joe Biden and more on what's been described as Donald Trump's courage and resilience. Now, speaking of Donald Trump, he hasn't done any TV interviews today. He's only put those posts up on social media that we alluded to in that story. But he's actually done an interview in the last couple of hours with the Washington Examiner newspaper on the way to Milwaukee, where he talked about what you alluded to at the top of the story, Sam, how lucky he was to be alive. But he also spoke about what he's going to say in his speech this week when he accepts that Republican nomination. This is what Donald Trump had to say. "The speech I was going to give on Thursday was going to be a humdinger," he said. "Had this not had happened, this would have been one of the most incredible speeches, aimed mostly at the policies of President Joe Biden. Honestly, it's going to be a whole different speech now. So it's very possible, Sam, that we might see a very different Donald Trump come Friday, New Zealand time, at the Republican National Convention."